Okay.
Okay, Jackie, let's go.
So, good afternoon, everybody. It's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Israel, and the weather is around 98 or so, which is around 30, almost 40 degrees. It's in Celsius and around 98 Fahrenheit. Pretty warm. It's not the warmest, but it's pretty warm. And welcome. And what do you guys know about the Dead Sea? Okay, so we start. The Dead Sea is the lowest place on Earth, 435 meters below sea level. It's also one of the saltiest body of water on Earth, 37% salinity. The oceans around the world, on the Mediterranean and the seas around the world, are the average of 3.7. So the Dead Sea is 10 times more salinity than every other ocean in the world. And it's disappearing. The Dead Sea is actually not a sea, it's a lake. And it's a terminal lake, it's a closed lake. Because it's a terminal lake and water doesn't flow anywhere, okay, water doesn't flow from the Dead Sea anywhere, so the only way water can leave the Dead Sea is by evaporation. If we look toward Jordan, if you move the camera,
which way?
Toward Jordan, we'll see the fog or the haze, Jordan. We see the fog or the haze, and that's the evaporation. The Dead Sea loses the equivalent of 600 Olympic swimming pools every day, or 750 million cubic inch of water a year, or 1.5 meters, which is around 4 feet a year. But all that only happens in the last 30 years. Until 30 years ago, the sea was rather stable, around 30 centimeters or a foot a year. That's why me as a kid and a teenager remember the Dead Sea along the main road. It's hard to see it from here, but if you go up around 45 meters in height, where the road 90 is, if you look at the map, you can actually see it, and there it was. So what happened 30 years ago that causes this rapid descending of the sea? Actually, the peace agreement with Jordan. In the peace agreement with Jordan, or the Oslo agreement, we also had the water agreement. In Jordan, the country that you see over there, we're going to show you on the camera where you see in the horizon, you're showing me. No, you should show Jordan. On the horizon, the mountains that you see not behind me. You're showing the wrong mountains, my friend. Jordan, we need to see. Okay. So in Jordan, there is no fresh water. And in the peace agreement, we wanted to give them water, Israel. And by doing that, we actually block the main source of water that feeds the Dead Sea. The main source was the Jordan River. The Jordan River and the Yarmouk River, another river that comes from Syria and does a bypass near the Sea of Galilee. So those two rivers was 2/3 of the water that came into the Dead Sea. So the problem of the Dead Sea in the last 30 years, it's not what's going out, but lack of water coming in, okay? The Dead Sea is new. The Dead Sea is only 8 million years old, which is new. Before that, 180 million years ago, and until 8 million years ago, it was here another sea that calls Tethys. Tethys was a sea that connected the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, went all the way from Haifa and down to Eilat. Wow. If you look up on the cliffs behind me, I hope you can see it, and you put two fingers like that from the top, you see that the top is whitish, and then you see a distinguished dark line. That's sea level. That was the height of Tethys Sea, and that was also the height of the Dead Sea when it was formed. Wow. The Dead Sea is a result of an earthquake. We are sitting on the world's largest tectonic plates, the Syrian-African rift. The rift starts in Mozambique, which is the roof of Africa, goes all the way across Africa, all the way across the Middle East, past Syria, and up to the Turkish border. What's unique for the rift is that normal tectonic plates climb one upon another. The rift is going apart, and this is why we are at the lowest place on Earth. This is one plate, and the Jordanian side is another plate, and 8 million years ago, they shifted. Actually, the Israeli plate kind of stood still. The Jordanian plate did most of the movement, 250 kilometers or 160 miles from the south to the north, bringing Elat Mountain here and creating the south part of the Golan Heights. After the plate moved, they went apart. Because the Jordanian plate moved so much, it actually smashed himself downwards, killing all the underground voyages. And that's why when it's raining in Jordan, water is nowhere to accumulate. Okay? So now we're gonna take a short ride to a place and we're gonna start seeing actually what's happening in the Dead Sea. The uniqueness, like we said, there is more salty lakes in the world, but the uniqueness of the Dead Sea is the minerals. The Dead Sea is the only place in the world that has 26 minerals. All the minerals are in the water in liquid form. When we have temperature change between the upper water and the air outside, the minerals get crystallized, they get heavy, and they sink down to the bottom. Why do they do that? Because the water of the Dead Sea is actually a saturated acid. Its water is so high salinity that they don't melt their own minerals anymore. If we take at home a glass of water and we're going to try to melt sugar or salt in this glass of water, in a normal glass, we can melt about 2 spoons. The third spoon wouldn't melt. Okay, why? Because the water will be a saturated acid. And this is actually the water of the Dead Sea. Okay? And that's why these minerals are sinking down. We're going to go now to a place where we can actually see it.
Okay, so we're on our way to our first stop actually. If anybody has questions, it's a good time to ask. I'm here to ask Dick whatever you want to ask him. And very soon we're going to start, of course, with drone footage that we said.
So what's going to happen if there's no water coming in?
Ask again, please.
What will happen if Jordan doesn't give us back some of the water?
Okay, what's your name?
Rhonda.
Rhonda's asking what's going to happen if no water is coming into the sea.
Okay, so if we're not going to do anything about the Dead Sea, in another 80 years, 80, we'll come to a point of no return. The sea will drop in another 100 meters, okay, which is around 500 feet. The salinity of the water will be so high that the water will not be a saturated acid, but turn into a corrosive acid. And that way we will have an ecological disaster. You know, it's like pouring chlorine into a river, you know, in big amounts.
So what's Israel going to do about it?
So
what is Israel going to do about it?
Okay, so there is a program of saving the Dead Sea, and it's a program that it's united for us and for the Jordanians, and it's financed by the International Bank. And the idea is to bring back the water, okay? Since we said the problem of the Dead Sea is not what's going out, but lack of water coming in, right. We're going to talk about it in a second. But before that, I want to show you here on the wall, as we come towards the shore, if we can turn the camera, and what we're going to see is the sediment layers. if you look at the wall, you see the white lines and the dark lines. This is the sediments layers. This is the minerals of the Dead Sea. The white, it's summer, and that's only minerals.
What?
Like, in a second, here it is.
We can't see it.
See it in a second, just a moment. We have to change the camera.
מה, להתרחק קצת? Okay. The white that you see in front of you on the wall, the white, it's the white and the dark lines, this is the sediments. The white, it's summer, and that's only minerals. Why summer? In the summer, we have the highest temperature change between day and night, right? We talked about the upper water. The dark lines, it's winter, and that's soil that came into the Dead Sea with flash floods. So why do we have summer, winter, summer, winter? Because in this high salinity, water don't mix, cause osmosis, and fresh water are lighter, so they flow on top. So wherever we have flash flood coming into the Dead Sea, the fresh water stays on top until salinity equalizes itself, and then it's all sinking at the same time, summer, winter, summer, winter, summer, winter.
Okay, now that's it. Now we're going to go to the drone, right?
Now we're gonna use the drone, and you can actually see both from the drone and from the boat. The next thing we're gonna see is quite unique for the Dead Sea, and those are geophysic chimneys, and I will explain you. You probably all heard about sinkholes, right? The biggest problem around the Dead Sea area is sinkholes.
Yeah.
And sinkholes is result of fresh water that are going under the ground and going through the sediments layers we just explained on and melting them. Okay, fresh water will melt the minerals, seawater wouldn't. Where these fresh water are coming from? The mountain aquifer around Hebron in Jerusalem and under Judah desert. Okay, the famous places you can probably all find is En-Gedi and Feshcha, and we're going to see also along the way. Some of this water, some of those springs are going under the sea, okay? And around those springs that are going under the sea, in some places we have sinkholes. So we're actually also going to see sinkholes under the water. But in some places, we have chimneys, and that's what we're going to see next, okay? And that's what we're going to see next, those chimneys. What are those chimneys? We have freshwater spring, and around the freshwater spring, we have sediments build up, and the fresh water are going from inside the sediment. But what is the problem? That the fresh water are supposed to melt the sediments, and they don't. And that means that there's got to be a barrier, okay? If fresh water don't melt the sediments, it means there's got to be a barrier. And that barrier is a microorganism, a single cell, that lives in the fresh water. That's his habitat. Because he lives in the fresh water and he's surrounded with seawater, in order to keep himself alive, he builds a sleeve, a pipe. You can call it a pipe, okay, from the bottom all the way up to the top, to keep the fresh water inside the pipe. Since that pipe or sleeve, membrane, it's something physically, on the outside, you can have sediments of the Dead Sea. Actually, if we cut a chimney, on the inside, we'll see freshwater materials, okay? Calcium, aragonite. And on the outside, you're gonna see the regular minerals of the Dead Sea. And those chimneys are forming, in a way, like corals, kind of. I'm just standing up so I can find this chimney. No, I'm going, I'm going straight, what? Yeah, I'm going straight towards it. But if you want to go with the...
Go ahead, okay.
No, if you want to go ahead, then...
We're going to be flowing ahead.
Yeah. Okay, now if you move to the drone, you can actually see it. The drone is going towards the chimney. I'll leave the boat a little bit further behind, so it wouldn't be on the way to the drone. כן. Okay, so again, those chimneys are, can you see the freshwater hose? No. But if you stand and look at it, you're going to see bubbles coming up. That you might see. And if not, we go closer with the boat. That's good enough. No, that's good enough, because now you're making, climb up. That's it. Okay? Yeah.
Mm. So what is all that white stuff around the chimney?
The white, it's the minerals of the Dead Sea. The chimney on the inside is black because it's freshwater materials. What you see on the outside are the regular sediments of the Dead Sea. Okay? If we'll cut the chimney, on the inside she will be black. I'll try to show you on the way back a chimney that from some reason the microorganism left her, and then the fresh water melted away the sediments, and we have only the middle column. You can actually see the bubbles. You see the bubbles? Yeah.
They're very small.
Good. I'll try to get a little bit closer. There, you see bubbles coming up?
Is that dangerous?
No, not at all. In, עכשיו. No. Now you can actually see it, and every now and then you'll see bubbles coming up. Okay. נמשיך לפסים, נכון?
זה קטן.
Can I ask
אתה
a
רוצה לפסים
question?
או ליהלומים? לא, את היהלומים נעשה בדרך חזרה.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead and ask.
Yes, ask.
Okay, at what part of the Dead Sea are you on? The northern part, the southern part? Where are you in the Dead Sea?
We are on the north part of the Dead Sea. We are in the middle, actually. The south part, where the hotels is, it's not the Dead Sea. It's evaporation pools. The Dead Sea ends at Masada. Okay? So if you ever been in this area, where the hotels are, it's not. We are in the middle of the Dead Sea.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. We're here for that. Can you still hear us? Okay, נראה למה. Can everybody still hear us and see us?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
Okay, good. Looks so far looks very good, right? ספר לנו עוד איזה משהו, ג'קי. יש לך איזה משהו? יש מטוס. זה הרחפן שלי בעצם.
תראה, בוא נטוס לבולן הגדול, תראה את המים, ואז נחזור כמה יש לך סוללה?
72%. 72. We're fine, we're good.
כן. אז תטוס קדימה לבולן הגדול.
Ahead of you? Okay, let's go. So we're going to fly ahead of the boat. It's going to be a little hard to hear us, I believe, because we're spinning up a little bit? ושם, נכון? כן, אוקיי, here it is. אמרנו ששם אין קליטה, נכון?
לא,
אין קליטה שם,
לנו
נכון?
אין, אנחנו עוצרים בחוץ, אתה עם הרחפן. זהו, תתחיל לעצור.
לא, אני רחוק. Okay, we're heading to the big...
What you see now is, if you look at the drone, not at me, you see that the drone is going now above a sinkhole. So we said that sinkholes is a result of fresh water that are going under the ground and washing away the sediments. After a sinkhole is occurring, after they fall down, the earth, they start to get filled in with fresh water. And that way we get freshwater ponds. Okay, and that's what you see now. It's a great place to swim in, nice cold water in the Dead Sea, wonderful.
Okay, anything.
Wow.
These are some beautiful images. Thank you.
Say that again, please.
I said, these are some beautiful images. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is our first tour here, like this, of course. We've done hundreds of tours, but real tours. It's the first virtual tour we ever do. And we're really excited about it. And we're happy to have you as the first participants of the tour. Spread the word. If you love the Dead Sea, of course.
How deep is that?
How deep is what? The sinkhole?
Yeah.
Not very deep.
Now that sinkhole is about 12 feet or 3 meters. But by the way, the Dead Sea is one of the deepest lakes in the world, 480 meters, which is around 13,000 feet.
Is there any way to fix the
Okay, שתרצה, אתה זוכר, אנחנו חוזרים פה לבולן.
What's the question again?
is there any way to prevent the sinkholes?
צילמת פה?
Is there a way to prevent the sinkhole? She's asking. How do we
Yes. The way to prevent the sinkhole is actually to stop the descending of the sea. What happens is we're going to go here and stop now and see a sinkhole, and we're also going to see. You remember the sediment layers we saw? Well, what happens is that as long as we have sea water between those layers, fresh water can't come in and can't melt them. But as the sea is receding, the seawater going out between those layers and fresh water can come in. And this is exactly what happens. So actually, if we're going to stop the Dead Sea from dropping, we're not going to get any more sinkholes. Those that happen, but we're not going to get any new ones. Okay? We're not going to get any more sinkholes. Those that happen, but we're not going to get any new ones. Okay?
Say hello, Yoni. Say hello to the front. I know where it is actually.
Okay,
it's behind us.
Now you're going to see us. Say hello, Yoni. Jackie, say hello to the drone. It's over there. I know where it is actually.
And now we're going to go and see.
That's us. We're real people.
And now we're going to go and see a sinkhole in the water. מה? אתה רוצה לנחות?
לא, כי אני אתנתק לי, אני אתנתק בהמשך.
רגע, אבל...
לא, אני אתקרב עם ה...
כן, אוקיי. אוקיי. לא, פה לא, פה היינו, פה היה בסדר.
לא, אבל נתנתק פה הרפן, הרפן נתנתק מהשידור.
אוקיי.
כן? אז ג'קי תגיד שהרפן כבר יחזור לשידור.
Okay, the drone will come back soon, but again, if you look in front of the boat on the wall and you see the sediment layers, remember, as long as we have seawater between those layers, fresh water can't melt them. The second that the seawater is going away, the sea is receding, fresh water will come and melt it. Now I'm going to go back and we're going to get reconnected with the drone and let the drone fly over, and you're going to see, look also for the sediment layers inside the water.
Is that you getting nearby? I'm not now.
הוא במקום או שתשם אצלך? לא, אבל איפה צריך, איפה
פה,
הגולן?
פה. ישר מול המנוע שלי.
אוקיי, אני רואה. אפשר להגיד go back, right? Yes, go back. Again.
פה אפילו תעלה טיפה גבוה יותר. Go higher a little bit so they can actually see the sinkhole and the sediment layers along the way.
Let's get a little higher.
We're going to see the sediment layers. Look in the water. You're going to see these beautiful lines in the water. Yeah. You see the lines in the water and the sinkhole. You should see this small sinkhole. It's a baby sinkhole, a puppy.
Okay, here it is again. Closer.
Wow.
Get a closer, yes, why not? You can get a bit closer. Maybe you'll be able to see inside, into the sinkhole itself.
Yeah, it's quite clear.
Wow.
Closer. Why not? I can get closer.
Sensitive.
Okay. Should we go up?
Wow. That's
Okay,
amazing.
let's go up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go up. The airplane. Okay, let's go. Jackie.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Okay.
It's yours. Just don't get too close to the...
No, I'm not.
Any more questions? I'm here. I can ask Jackie whatever you want to ask him. Here's Jackie. Here's the boat. Flag. I don't know if you know, but here in Israel, maybe it's all over the world. You have to have a flag in your boat. Is that right, Jackie?
Yeah. The right-hand side is your national flag, your nationality, the nationality the vessel is registered in. And on the left-hand side is the flag of the country you are in, which means that you understood that you came to, let's say, United States, and you respect the maritime laws. Okay. Now we're going to go and see something very special and get some explanation about the minerals.
Wow, we're getting amazing footage now. Sunset in the Red Sea with the boat inside. Guys, in the meantime, you can tell me what you want to do. If you wanted to come over to the States 1 second, or you wanted to go to Jordan, I'm here for you. Ricky is under, you know, do a good job, I have to do my job.
עכשיו פה בבוץ אתה תוכל לרדת. נתפוס אותו ביד. מה? יש שם קטע יבש שאתה יכול לנחות בו. כי אני רוצה להראות את היהלומים פה. No, take it with me. No, I'll take it off. I don't think it will reach there.
What happens if there's no more in the sea?
Let's go eat from yum yum. Yum yum. Let's go yum yum. Yum yum. Yum yum. Yum yum yum. Yum yum yum.
Ready? This is actually when you get there, hopefully.
Yum yum. Yum yum.
To Israel.
Yum yum. Yum yum. Yum yum.
Best part of it.
Yum yum.
Okay, so I'm gonna take off my microphone just for a second because I'm going down to the water, and I'm gonna show you some stuff. So just a second.
Get ready for that.
Yeah. Okay. So look, when we look at the sediment lines on the wall, we see the white and the lines. There's a lot of people mistaking it and they say salt, but it's not salt, it's minerals, okay? And the way we can find table salt in the Dead Sea is that if you look here on the ground, you see cubes. For example, you see here you see a lot of cubes, right?
Can you see it, guys? Look for the right camera. Look for the right camera and you'll see what Jackie's holding in his hand.
Table salt belongs to the crystal family. And crystal family, the molecule, they are arranging themselves in the shape of a cube. So those table salt or crystal grows in the shape of a cube. Okay, I will actually try to find a nicer one that we can see how they grow.
I hope everybody sees what Jackie is doing. He's actually playing right now in the mud.
Yeah, that's why I'm the best captain in the world.
He says that you can't hear him, but he says that's why he's the best captain in the world. You get to play with the mud and also get paid for it sometimes.
That's hard to see.
Okay, that's a nice one. Look for the right camera, guys. Look for the right camera. Don't look at the drone now. Try to look at Jackie's hand. That's a soul diamond. Almost perfect. No, that's not a perfect one.
No, that's not a perfect one, but
here.
I would look for a nice one.
So, in photos now. Pop, pop, pop.
No, that. תגיע הנה, נראית פה.
כן, ככה, תצלם אותו. Get closer that you see it even from here.
Jackie.
Here we find a nice one. Hoppa!
Yeah. Now, if you look to the middle, you see lines, right? You see the growth line. Since it's a molecule and it grows around it, it starts from the middle and it grows out. Since the molecule is cubic, then it has to grow in the shape of a cube. And this is table salt, by the way, NaCl.
Wow.
Okay? Nice, okay.
Hi, guys.
By the way, if you come with the camera closer, here I want to show you something I just saw, which is nice. Okay. People, if you look here at the water, you see like snowflakes. You see, try to get closer. You see here in the water, you see something that looks like snowflakes, right?
Right.
Floating.
To see, right?
I'll try very carefully to take out a piece. It's hard.
We see it good in the camera.
Okay. You see that? Remember we said that the minerals are getting crystallized, right? In temperature change in the upper layer, and then they sinking down to the bottom. And this is exactly that. This is exactly what happened. You see? Now, when I touch them, you see, everything sank down to the bottom because they're heavier. And this is the sediments layers that we saw. Now, sometimes you see red color, like over there. The red color is the magnesium that has ferrite. Some of the minerals has iron in them, ferrite. And this is why you get the red color.
Okay, thank you. So we're gonna go back in the boat. Yeah, why not? We could send it to the state. Then we could participate in the state. Okay, let us set everything up here, and we're ready to go. And this goes here. That goes to Jackie. Okay.
Okay, we're on our way back.
We're gonna take the drone with us. Maybe show some cool stuff. Jackie, what do you think? Maybe we show them with the drone minerals.
No, we can go with the boat here.
Okay, let's see what time people have. Okay, we're good in town. That's 20 minutes. Really good.
Can go near, and then we can fly and see the big holes, the sinkholes that's created.
Okay, so we're heading back south now, right? We're heading south.
Yeah.
Towards Mineral Beach. Jackie will explain about Mineral Beach in a second.
Yeah, Mineral Beach was our beach, Kibbutz Mitzpeh Shalem. And 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, after we just finished renovating it for a couple of millions of shekels, we actually 3 months later, we had a huge sinkhole in the parking lot and we had to close it. And the main problem of the Dead Sea today is a demographic problem because it's very hard to create jobs around here. And if you don't have jobs, it's very hard to bring people, okay? And we have here with us a newcomer to the area that can definitely also share his insights about. It's not that easy. It's the best place in the world if you make it, you know, but making it, it's the thing. So, okay, we're gonna take up some speed,
Yeah, okay.
or this is okay like that. Oh, yeah, come.
Speed up for 1 minute.
Okay.
I have another question. Is there a way to detect?
What's
in
the question
advance-
again? Ask it again, please.
Is there a way based on where the minerals are or the level of the seawater to determine where there may be sinkholes in the future, or is it just completely unexpected and random?
Ask again, please. We didn't hear you because of the wind. Ask again, please.
Is there a way based on either the minerals in the water or any other factors that could potentially help predict where the sinkholes will be in the future, or is it completely random and unexpected?
So that's actually a great question. A great question. There is an answer. The question, Jack, is like this. האם אפשר לחזות איפה יהיו בולענים באיזושהי דרך? האם אפשר לחזות איפה יהיו בולענים באיזושהי דרך?
Yes, there is a satellite, they made a satellite program that is actually going around and checking, and you can see where you have, where you might get sinkholes. Where if it's like on a road or something like that, then you also come and drill to know exactly when it's going to happen, because a sinkhole is actually the size of the sinkhole has to do with the amount of fresh water that you get under the ground. So some sinkholes takes them years to develop, and some takes them days or months. So the satellite goes over and he actually sees small depressions in the ground. Since he's going every 24 hours, he's making the difference between that. But once you get it, if it's in a critical area, you actually have to drill and to see what is the size of the water that are flowing under and how deep they are. And that's something you have to physically do.
Okay, thank you.
I want to try to show you now this chimney that went apart so you can actually see the inside of it, and then you can understand better the way they go. I can also do it in Pidgin English if you want.
So when are they going to start this program to fill the Dead Sea back up?
Ma? That's a hard question. This program started a month before the COVID-19 hit the world. And when since it's financed by the international bank, by the national bank, you know, all the countries took away their money from the bank. So we have no idea. We have no idea. I hope that soon, because we don't have a lot of time left. You know, we only have like 80 years, which is not a lot.
What is Jordan doing?
Jordan is together with Israel. Jordan, you have to understand that Jordan is a very poor country. Jordan is the poorest country in the Middle East. So and Jordan doesn't have money to do this project all by themselves. And but you know, God
yes,
knows.
But they're taking all the water.
What's happening today. Yeah, but they're taking the water by an agreement.
Yes, but the Jordanians waste a lot of water.
It's by an agreement. And in Jordan, they need fresh water. Their interest is fresh water and not the Dead Sea. If you try to look here, Nathaniel, here, in the water, you see this round circle? And if you take a good look, you see a black column in the middle, right? Yes, so the round circle that you see, this is where the settlements were. The black in the middle, this is the freshwater materials. And that's a leftover of a chimney. Yeah, it's hard to see, but לא תוכל.
Can you turn the camera around so we can see it?
Sure. You want to see that?
So that's the east. That's Jordan. Now we're looking toward the south. Okay, these are the hills. This is actually what I'm showing you now. We're heading toward En-Gedi. That's the direction to En-Gedi. Another, I believe, like 10 minutes from here, we're gonna get to En-Gedi, which we won't today. Okay, that's the direction we're going. Here's the sun that's setting right now. Here's Yoni. Yoni, say hi. So again, you know what? In the meantime, I hope you can hear us. We're going to say a word about ourselves. My name is Nathaniel. I live in Ofnat, which is about 10 minutes from here. 10 minutes from Mitzpeh Shalem, where Jackie lives. It's a small religious village, about 40 minutes from Jerusalem. And that's what I do now. It's all kind of virtual tours of the Dead Sea. And as you can see, what we have here in the Dead Sea is something you can't see nowhere else, no other way to see it ever in the world. Actually, that COVID-19 thing is somehow good. Makes us do some interesting things, show you some interesting stuff that otherwise maybe we'll never show you. Okay, that's it. We're on our way to Mineral Beach that Jackie explained about a few minutes ago. What you're going to see there is something really sad on the one hand. On the other hand, really, really amazing to show you the power of nature, the power of God here. Hope you can all see us well. If you have a question to me, it's a good time. Or to Yoni that came with me from Ovnat. Or just to say hi, to say hello. Send regards to Israel. That's the time to do it, I guess.
So I have a question regarding the canal or the tunnel plan to restore the water. Assuming there were funds to do it, what is the projected time from start to finish to complete such a big project?
I'll ask Jackie, אם היה כסף למנהרה הזאת, מתי היו עושים את זה? אם היה כסף כדי לעשות את התעלה הזאת, למלא את הים, when would it be done?
No, how long would it take to do it?
כמה זמן זה ייקח? I'm sorry.
It depends. The thing is that the first 3 to 5 years, you're going to feel the sea, the amount that will stop the descending in just few inches, and we have to learn what's going to happen. It's not that easy, but the idea is to bring the sea back 40 years to the main road, and it should take like 12, 14 years if everything is going to work like it should. You know, but for us, even if they'll stop the descending by half, it's already a great thing, you know, so, yeah.
So the water coming in would be salt water from the Mediterranean Sea?
האם המים יהיו מים מלוחים מים התיכון?
Okay, it's a terminal lake, right? You think about it. Minerals came in, but they have no way to go out because when we see the evaporation, it's fresh water. So the minerals stayed in, and then salinity got higher and higher and higher.
Should we take off? What do you think?
Yeah, you know, take it off and go to see the big sinkholes and everything, like we did last time.
Great. Okay, get ready for that, guys.
You showed them the salty wood?
Yeah, I did. Show them again. Okay, so now we're going to show you two things, actually. We're going to show you the salty wood. First of all, a tree. Jackie will explain how it happened.
It's a driftwood that got drifted in one of the floods, flash floods that are happening in the Dead Sea. And of course, everything gets covered with salt.
Yoni.
Because the crystals need something to go around. And whatever you put in the sea, immediately you'll get crystallization around it.
Okay, now we can see it here. That's what Jackie was talking about. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, now we're gonna go to Mineral Beach. וואי, היא אומרת שלא רואים. לא, אבל השאלה היא מה רואים. Just a moment. Okay, we'll do our best to show you. I understand that some people are not seeing what we want.
Try to fly over and actually show them the big sinkholes.
Okay, I'll do that. אני רק צריך לעשות את זה. Can you see? No, but I want you to see the... Okay, we'll show you the drone in a second then. Share screen, stop here. Share screen, share, fly. Now, what do you see now? Okay, now you can see us. Guys, you gotta have to play with the cameras. Since we have so many cameras here, play with the cameras so you get the right one. Yeah, swipe across the bottom so you can get the right camera. Right now, what we're seeing is Mineral Beach.
Yeah. Used to be one of the best beaches in the Dead Sea. 20 working places that disappeared overnight, which is for us, it's a lot. Yeah.
עכשיו רואים את הציליות ואת הסככה.
אוי, חבל, חבל.
Yes, it is חבל. That's where you see the brown booth. That's where the boat was, right?
Yeah, that's the boathouse. My boathouse. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, guys, get ready for this. Get ready for this. Now you're gonna see the parking lot. Okay, we're getting close to the parking lot. Okay, we're getting closer to the parking lot. No cars, of course, but there's one big thing there. Okay, get ready for this. You see what we're seeing here? You can see a car on the road, and you see a huge sinkhole, a huge sinkhole.
Oh my.
Yes, it's huge. It's round. It's as big as I think
yeah,
bus,
some sinkholes are around 50 feet.
Oh my God.
This one you see here is around 40 feet, 50 feet deep. So it's deep.
Wow.
Here's some more.
Is that another one?
A lot of them.
A lot of them. It's a field full of sinkholes.
Oh my God.
There's another one.
Here's another one. On the one hand, it's really sad. On the other hand, look how amazing, how shaped they are. They're all round. Most of them are round. Jackie, נסיים את הסיור פה כבר 5 לי.
So you show them afterwards the lifeguard post where it was where the sea was when they closed the beach.
So here's one.
Oh,
There are a few lifeguard booths. That's the bar, I think, in the middle, right? That's the bar.
The beach bar.
Anybody wants a drink? Here's the lifeguard booth or tower lying on the side.
And this is where the water was 4.5, almost 5 years ago.
How far away is it from us right now?
From us? Right now?
At the mine, kilo.
It's about 30, 40 feet. Around 20 meters or so. 15, 20 meters.
Unbelievable.
We can show them the umbrella.
Yeah, let's do that. Really
let's
cool.
find the umbrella.
It's the Miskena.
You see her in the water?
Look for it right now. It was around here, I think.
Yeah, it's around here. No, it's there. It's supposed to be here, around this place. We are now around to get it. There, I see it.
You see it?
There.
Oh, closer.
There, in front of the boat.
Okay.
You see it?
Not. Yes, I do. You see that, guys?
Yeah.
Right in front of the boat. Don't ask. We don't know what it is. Looks pretty new.
No, it's an umbrella. A sun. Yeah. We leave it because it looks nice, but it's like a sun protector.
You want to take it home, Yoni?
Shimshia?
Yeah. Okay, guys, what else do you want to see here? Any questions?
I've got a question.
By the way, try to show them the red color in the water.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, there's a question here, yeah.
I want to know, Israel desalinates so much water and has such an excess of water. Why can't they give Jordan water from desalination plants and let the Jordan River run back into the sea?
שואלת למה לא נתפיל, אם הבנתי נכון, למה לא נתפיל מים?
That's what we're going to do.
והירדנים יזרימו את זה.
That's what they're going to do. The idea is on the Israeli side to fill the Sea of Galilee with desalinated water. And on the Jordanian side, in the Gulf of Eilat, it's already there, a huge desalination plant, the biggest in the world, that will give most of the water to Jordan. And that's exactly what they're doing. And it's all started. And hopefully, you know, they continue. Hopefully Israel and Jordan will continue that on their own. I hope so.
Yeah. Halavai.
Halavai. Okay, guys, we're going to tell you thank you very much. We're going to end this tour right now in a few seconds. If anybody has any questions, please ask in chat, and we'll get back to you at the end of the tour in about 10 minutes when we get back to where we parked. Until then, enjoy and keep yourself safe and healthy. And goodbye from Israel.
Goodbye, and thank you.
Shalom Lahitrot.
Shalom, shalom. Goodbye.
Shalom.
Toda rabba.
תודה לכם.